Hello, my name is Ashley Bearden, and I am applying for the operations manager role. A little bit about me, I have been in the digital space for over 8 years. I started off as an executive assistant, and it quickly rolled into operations and project management, which I found to be my sweet spot. I have owned an agency myself, so I ran a VA agency for 5 years. I've also worked for other agencies, marketing agencies, as their operations manager, and just ensuring like the projects were on running smoothly and the back end operations were running smoothly as well. Have I worked in an agency? Yes. So without just running my own agency, I've worked for a large marketing agency as their operations team member. Um, so managing the audit process from A to Z and being in contact with the client so that they're up to date on where they are in the audit process. So yeah, a lot of experience with agencies behind the scenes, creating processes, implementing those processes and seeing any kind of gaps. Um, managing multiple priorities, clients. So with the marketing agency that I recently worked with, they worked with really large brands. So there was always like we had to have high touch points with them with communication. So I ensured that. I ensured the operations were on point so that our team could have those high touch points with clients. Team and task management. So I've managed a lot of teams and team members. So within my agency, I managed 15 plus contractors at any given time, just making sure that, everything like in the project management system was set up properly. So setting milestones, tracking progress weekly, then of course, like building in that accountability piece to ensure that the team was doing what they were supposed to do. If they had anything that they needed, I was always the go-to and ensuring that they had it so they could give the client a good experience and deliverables were set on time, and just making sure nothing fell through the cracks. Inbox and calendar management. So I really love to use rules and flags to keep inboxes organized, and ensure we're tracking deadlines. Um, if there's anything that needs to be responded to. So that's the system that I kind of use. And for calendars, I always like to block time, and of course like build in those time buffers as well because if things run over or if there's anything that comes up. And then of course like prepping executives ahead of any like key meetings is always something that I do. Let's see, project management tools. Oh yeah. So a lot of experience with setting up project management tools, specifically Asana, ClickUp, and Monday.com. I used Asana in my agency, so built it from the ground up, all the workflows, all of the systems within it. And of course, like with ClickUp, the same thing, and Monday.com. So it makes a huge difference and it cuts down on so many variables and so many, mistakes that come up. And it prevents balls from being dropped, which in turn, keeps clients on longer as well because they're getting their deliverables on time. Process improvement and proactivity. Oh yeah. So I've seen a lot. But the majority I see with new clients is that their onboarding for their clients was inconsistent. So they didn't have a solid process in place. So it was kind of like all over the place. So the client experience was not the best. So that's where I came in, built automated workflows, automated ways to wow our clients, and it saved so many hours. And then, of course, gave the client a smoother experience. So they're like, oh, wow, this is great. Like, I love working with this company, these people. They seem so organized. So always, 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 always looking for process improvement, ways to improve the onboarding, because that's like the first impression that clients get from us. Anticipating needs, always anticipating needs. So always like thinking above and beyond, thinking of the next step. So whether that be creating, prepping for board meetings, reports, agendas, notes, So like with a previous CEO that I worked with, uh, they were not very organized. So I would come in and always have for like their meeting agenda, like and pull any reports because they would be like frantic at the last minute. So I would always do that ahead of time, and that reduced stress on them, and then of course like boosted confidence as they went into the important meetings. So as far as availability goes, I'm really flexible. I am in CST time zone. I typically work from like 9 to 4 CST, like those are my availability hours. But of course, like I am flexible as far as that goes. Like if there's any other, hours that need to be worked, as long as I know ahead of time, I can typically make accommodations when necessary, of course. Is there anything else you'd like us to know about you that we haven't asked? I don't think so. I think this covered a lot of my experience. I do think I would be a really great fit. I believe that, with my agency experience, as well as my operations and project management experience, I could come right in, hit the ground running. If there's any gaps, I'm really good at seeing any gaps, and then of course, like coming up with solutions for those gaps. Um, but yeah, I think that's it. I welcome the opportunity to talk further. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thanks so much.